I'm Bernie Mitchell, the AVCCAM Evangelist. You know, here at the Help Desk, we get a whole variety of questions about AVCCAM. How do I shoot with it? How do I edit with it? And so forth. I'm going to try to answer some of our frequently asked questions. The first one, how do I play footage on my computer? Meaning I have no editing software. Can I play the footage directly on my computer? Yes, you can. And there are a variety of ways to do this. The easiest way, of course, is to take the SD card out of the camera. If you have a laptop that has an AG-HMC slot, you can actually just stick the card right into the slot. If you don't, you can use this little device, which is an SD card slot to USB adapter, and connect that to your computer. Go to the Panasonic website and download AVCCAM Viewer. This is a nifty little piece of software that lets you view your AVC HD footage directly on your computer without using any other editing software. How do I upload footage into various editing systems? Well, naturally that will depend on the edit system that you're using, because each one does it a little bit differently. The fact of the matter is that you can edit your AVCCAM footage on almost every editing system. Some of them will allow you to edit native right off of the card. Others will require that you copy your footage first. The best advice I can give you is to go to the Panasonic website and look at the white papers for the various NLEs. Find the one for the NLE that you like and download that. It will give you a step-by-step process for editing AVC HD on that NLE. What do I do if my picture is too dark? Well, the first thing we have to do is determine why is the picture too dark. One thing I would look at is your camera set in auto iris? If it is, and you're shooting in a backlight situation, yeah, then your subject will appear pretty dark. What you want to do is switch over to manual iris and start opening the iris. As you open the iris, the camera will automatically start to add gain, which will brighten up the darker parts of the image. If that doesn't help, then the other thing would be to add more light to the subject that you're shooting. Can I connect this camera to any computer? The short answer is yes. I recommend that you go to the Panasonic website, look at the white papers on the various editing systems. They contain the minimal requirements needed for a computer to play back AVC HD footage. As far as physically connecting the camera to the computer, it's dead easy. The camera has a USB port, so you just connect a USB cable to the back of the camera and to your computer. How do I copy the SD-HC card to my computer? Well, if your computer has an SD-HC card slot, you take the card out of the camera, write protect it by pulling down the little tab, and stick it into your computer. If your computer does not have the card slot, then you'd use an SD to USB adapter. Now, once you have the card mounted on the computer, you don't really want to just drag and drop it or copy and paste it onto a folder or a hard drive on your computer. We suggest that you use a third-party product, one that will actually do verification to make sure that all of the data is in fact being copied correctly. After all, you don't want to lose frames or any of your footage. The product that we would recommend is called ShotPut Pro from Imagine Products. ShotPut Pro very easily will copy your footage onto a number of drives simultaneously, and it will do verification to make sure that all of your footage has been copied securely. Why is AVC HD superior to MPEG-2? We get asked this question a lot. In addition to being the AVCCAM Evangelist, I'm also a shooter. And in fact, I have shot tons of MPEG-2. HDV is actually MPEG-2. MPEG-2 is 15 years old. Let's face it, it's an old video compression. MPEG-4 is a new, extremely robust video compression. MPEG-4 is AVC HD. Panasonic's AVCCAM products all shoot AVC HD. As a shooter, when I look at the images that come off of the AVCCAM cameras, they are far superior to any images coming off of an HDV camera. The fact of the matter is, AVCCAM products will always deliver to you better imagery than you can ever get with an MPEG-2 or HDV camera. What is a waveform? The HMC40 includes a waveform monitor that you can display right in the viewfinder. Now, many people, particularly who are new to video, don't know what a waveform monitor represents. A waveform monitor, think of it as being an exposure meter. When you look at the waveform monitor, you will see some lines superimposed on it. If the lines are up near the top of the display, that means probably that you have too much brightness in your shot. What you're going to want to do is close your iris a little bit to make the picture look better. If, on the other hand, when you look at your waveform monitor, if the lines are really down near the bottom, your image is going to be very dark. In that case, you're going to want to open up the iris to get a better picture. Video professionals use the waveform monitor all the time to make sure that their images are exposed correctly. The nice thing about the HMC40 is it gives you a video waveform monitor that you can take right with you in the field. Can I use any SD-HC card? Well, the answer is yes, but. The first thing is you want to buy a card from a reputable manufacturer. Don't buy a card from someone that you've never heard of, just as you would not buy videotape from an off-brand. You're going to be recording your footage on the card. You want to make sure that the card actually records your footage. The second thing is look at the cards and you'll see some little writing that says class, and it'll say class 2, 4, 6, 8, or even now 10. There are actually some cards out there that have no class writing on them at all. I refer to those as no-class cards, and run away from those. You don't want to have anything to do with them. Okay, so what does the class rating mean? Well, the class rating is literally how fast the data is written to the card and pulled from it. If you are shooting long, continuous recordings, a wedding, a concert, something like that, you're going to want a fast card. You're going to want a class 6, a class 8, or even a class 10 card. Because what happens in long, continuous recordings is you could very easily overwrite the buffer on the card. And that means the data is coming in too fast for the card to be recording. When that happens, you're going to lose some of your footage. You don't want that to happen, so get a fast card. The bottom line, buy from a reputable company and buy a fast card. What do I do if I have a corrupted clip? The most common reasons for clip corruption are the fact that probably your power was interrupted while you were recording. Maybe your battery ran dry, or perhaps someone tripped over your AC connection. The best thing to do in this case is to go to the Panasonic website and download AVCCAM Restorer. It is a free piece of software for this purpose.